Iwanenko. Sir, good to see you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Joel.
You got it here. All right, what have you been up to the last couple of days?
It's been, it's
the last few months, right?
little busy, Joel. I mean, I'm really happy. This year's a special year. It's our centennial year.
Yes.
100 years. So we've had a lot of celebrations. We kicked off our centennial year with the opening of the Highmark Center, which was fantastic. It's a beautiful facility, and we're so glad to add that to one of Erie's assets. So we have a lot of events going on this week.
There's no doubt about it. And what is amazing to me is, the level of excellence that's happening. And let me go to this economic impact thing real quick before we go much further. There's like $60 million in capital investment, like just since COVID, that Gannon has poured in. That's really impressive. And then you take the economic impact of the greater community that's coming from the Gannon campus. It's tens of millions of dollars in economic impact.
Yeah, it's about $300 million annually. When you add up the jobs created, the jobs that are influenced by our campus, what the students spend in Erie, what the parents spend in Erie, what the athletic events bring. I was I was at a PSAC conference meeting, and they were going over basketball playoff revenue, and they were looking at the different years, and someone said, "Why is the revenue so high this year?" And someone said, "Well, they were hosted at Gannon in Erie, and when you bring basketball downtown Erie, that's what you get."
Wow.
And it was I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
And we have that heritage. I mean, I remember years ago when I was a student, they always wanted to have the Atlantic region. They were hoping that Gannon would make the regionals because if they hosted them, they knew they had a packed house.
Absolutely.
At the old Odd.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. So I mean, There's huge financial and impact, but there's also huge community impact insofar as like celebrating this centennial. So this is a big week. Let's talk about it.
Well, we're starting off the celebration this week. We're actually hosting a fantastic lecture tomorrow night on campus, and the timing is perfect. Because the focus of the lecture is AI. And if you've been reading in the media, there's a higher rate of suicide based on individuals' use of AI and basically how AI responds to questions people post. And so there's ethical issues and there's technical issues. And we have a guest lecturer coming in to really lead that discussion. So that kicks off. It's part of our Orlando biomedical ethics series. So that kicks off Wednesday. And then when we get into Thursday, we have the ribbon cutting of our new alumni house. So it's the Frederick Drecke House at 221 West 6th. That's going to happen Thursday afternoon at 4:30. And okay, if you're in Erie and you're driving down 6th Street, Mr. Tom Hagen, just what a great partner, and just he has transformed the look of 6th Street.
No doubt.
So the Drecke House, we're creating a center, so when our alumni are visiting campus, they have a place to go to and get information, and all of our university advancement offices will be relocated into that building.
All right, while we're staying on 6th Street, let's take a pause here, and let's talk about this. What is it? The Otis
Olds Norman House.
Norman House.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're bidding adieu to the Worley Hall. It's gone. We love Monsignor Worley, but his dorm is gone, and they literally are jacking up this home and turning it, what is it, 180?
180 degrees, and moving the entire structure to 6th Street.
And the way, I think it was Jacqueline who gave us the idea here on the release, like this organization that does these house moves, this is like another day at the office.
Yeah, they move. My understanding is they move about 300 houses a year. So this is their thing. This is what they do. We have a moving day that's scheduled. So the house will be moved on September 22nd at 10 a.m. So our team has been working with the city and Mr. Hagan's folks on just where we're going to put people when they want to come and watch it. So there's going to be some street closure. So please pay
you might
attention.
have to do a little air traffic control with all the drones, right?
It is going to be amazing. And they're using AI technology as well and robotics. So if you've seen the house, they've started renovating the outside already. Oh. And so these robots that they place under the house, they lift it, they move it, and this is all going to be done between 60 and 90 minutes. The whole house move is going to be done between 60 and 90 minutes. So so it's going to be a sight to see.
Now, my understanding is that this house is going to be available for Gannon students to live in, or what's the use idea?
Yeah, so thanks, Joe. So this house is actually going to be an Airbnb.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're going to use it. We have a lot of requests when families are coming to visit their students, or we have guests on campus for a place to stay on campus. So it's going to be student run. We're going to be partnering with our business department, so students will actually learn how to run an Airbnb business, and also we'll have students taking care of getting the rooms ready on a daily basis. So we really want it student run, student driven.
Tell you what. Thinking about the Centennial, thinking about, Archbishop Gannon, what a smart move for him to buy that old Scott mansion for $49,000 and being that seed of what is now this incredible Gannon urban campus.
It really is, and it's really core to our university, and that when people come and they see that mansion, it is all right. That's Gannon University,
right? Yeah. There's no doubt. So that's the 6th Street route there, and so let's jump back to the Centennial Homecoming celebration here. We've got the lecture tomorrow. What's tomorrow night, right? On
Wednesday night. Yeah.
On Wednesday night.
Yep.
And then continue on. Sir.
Yeah, so Thursday, as I said, we have the opening of our alumni house. Friday is busy. So if you're a golfer, our Gannon University Athletics, they're hosting the 4th annual Night Nation Invitational in honor of Bud Elwell. So I never had a chance to meet Bud Elwell, but from everybody I talked to, what a character,
a legend, yes.
Legend, and that's going to be Friday at Beechwood Golf Club. So if you're interested, I think we still have some availability.
Okay.
You can contact our athletics department online. I've had a chance to meet Bud's wife and children, and they're fantastic. So his legend continues. On Friday afternoon, we're honoring Gannon and Villa Maria College, the class of 1975 at our Heritage Society, and we give out medallions of a 50-year mark. That's always a great event. Then
I didn't know the Heritage is what is the Heritage Society?
So that is the 50. It marks the 50 years since you graduated. 50-year alumni.
Gotcha.
And so 1975 will be this class. So really excited to have them back on campus.
Neat.
Welcome home. Well, is our motto. So when we get into the evening on Friday, we'll be celebrating our centennial class of our distinguished alumni dinner, and we have 5 individuals that will be recognized at dinner, and that's just also a wonderful event because some of the folks haven't been on campus in a while, and they bring their families and friends. So then Friday night finishes with our dinner, then Saturday we start with our tailgate. So that'll be outside the Rec and Wellness Center. We have a football game at 1 o'clock. We have soccer games on campus. And then we'll also have tours. So folks that might be interested, if you haven't been on campus and you want to see downtown, we're going to have trolley tours that'll take you around campus and highlight some of our buildings. We've got activities going on. So we got in our maker space in our IHAC building, you'll be able to work on some projects in there, kind of do-it-yourself projects. So we've got our engineers doing some fun stuff with our guests. Highmark Center will be open, so If you want to just come and see the Highmark Center, if you haven't been in the new building, you'll have an opportunity. The Schuster Gallery will be open. We have our museum that will be open in our Com Arts building, and we've got tours of Old Main. So one of our former professors, Dr. Michael DeSanctis, will be taking people through. We also have artifacts from Bishop Gannon that's on display already in the National Library.
Okay.
So you could please visit the National Library and take a look at what's available. And then Saturday night, Joel, the block party of the century. 7th Street will be closed down. We're going to have live music. We got a band, The Chosen Few, that'll be in town. And the music starts at 5. The main band goes on at 8 o'clock. So it's really good chance for our faculty, our staff, our employees, our alumni, our parents, and our neighbors to take part in the celebration. And then we wrap up Centennial Weekend on Sunday. We're very proud to have His Eminence Cardinal Christophe Pierre, the Apostolic Nuncio to the United States, to celebrate Mass at 11 at St. Peter's Cathedral.
That is the representative of the Holy See to the United States. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
So
Wow.
we're very blessed that we have him available to help share this really special event. And being a Catholic institution,
Sure.
The Centennial Mass is important.
Wow. That it's remarkable that, again, this cathedral college, built for the newsboys, that was Archbishop Gannon's love for the young people of Erie. And look at it now. It's really remarkable. I mean, it's something to be proud of, for sure.
I am so proud to be president of Gannon University because of what Gannon stands for, and that's what drew me to Erie when I came here and I saw downtown Erie and the commitment that the community has to the university and the commitment the university has to its neighbors. I was mentioning this yesterday, Joel. We're a diocesan institution. There's only 7 left in the country. Wow. And being a diocesan institution really means that we have this special bond with the Diocese of Erie and our neighbors and the people that live in our community. And that's really what makes it special.
I think about those faithful kids. I remember, I was covering, I think it was last year, I was covering move-in day. And I talked to a mom, and it was like basically her daughter, grew up in St. Mary's, faithful churchgoer, involved with their Catholic church there. And this was her aspiration since she was a little girl, to come to Gannon. I mean, it's moving. It's incredible to see that kind of impact on whether you're from a small town or a kid like me from West 18th Street, where there was no other choice. I was going to Gannon because it had the goods. And so I'm just going to gush, but let's take the break first. I've got Dr. Walter Iwanenko with us here live on Talk Erie at 420. Going to be moving quick here this weekend at Gannon's Centennial Homecoming. Here we've got Dr. Walter Iwanenko, the president of Gannon University. Again, the anchor here downtown at 6th and Peach there, and emanating out. Gosh, can we talk about the project Neptune, and that's coming, right?
Sure. We're looking to open up our Center for Lake Erie Education and Research. We've been going back and forth to the Blasco Library and getting trained on some of the new equipment. So in this space, Joel, I've only seen one other science on a sphere. And that was at the Smithsonian.
Say that again. What is it called?
It's the NOAA Science on the Sphere, and so it's essentially a 6-foot globe that hovers in the middle of a room, and on this there are there are 600 different programs. So you could see how tornadoes are formed, tsunamis. You could look at migration patterns of both people. Over time, how we've expanded throughout the globe. The options are endless. You could see demonstrations. You could see short movies that will educate you on how the Earth's crust was formed. We are the 206th NOAA sphere installed in the world. So Erie now has one of these. So it's really exciting. You can tell I get excited when I go in there and I see the equipment. There are specialized displays that were custom to this project. And we had local artists involved. We had local programmers. Some of the items were actually manufactured in our own manufacturing space. So there's a giant table that's in the exact contour of Lake Erie, so that families come in, children come in. It is all open to the public. And this Science on the Sphere is open to the public. You could go in, and there's a kiosk, and you could actually program what you want to see on it and enjoy it. Yeah, we can't wait for people to come and see it. And that's going to be opening up in October.
That's fantastic. Again, a long time coming, but it's hard to believe that we're here with the opening, and it sounds like it's very deep research based.
Well, it's research based, and it's really designed. We want our youth to. We want kids to get hooked on science and STEM, but also we have this incredible resource that we see every day. But to really understand what happens below the water, that's what this center does, and it not only focuses on Lake Erie, but it doesn't forget about the relationship Lake Erie and Erie has to the bigger world, the environmental world. So I'm also really excited. They're having great conversations about summer camps, and we're having conversations with Erie Public Schools about getting kids in there in the summer. Think about the water and this as a destination. You've got the Maritime Museum. You've got a center that makes boats. Now, can you imagine? I don't know, Joel, as a kid coming to a 3-4 day summer camp where you can go on the environment, take samples, get in a microscope, see what that looked like. The next day you're building a boat. The next day you're in the museum learning about the history. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it sounds pretty cool.
It does. It really does sound cool. And on the college level here, talk about, is it curriculum? Is it a minor? Like, what are some of your students going to be doing at the center there?
So we're going to have some students available to help educate the public on what's in the lab. So, for example, the lab portion has 41 microscopes. Oh, wow. So it's being set up for training. Not only for kids, but our public school teachers, our teachers in general, need specific certifications. That lab at the Blasco Library can be used. So our students not only will be involved in using the lab, they'll be out on the boat. We have freshwater marine biology, environmental engineering, environmental science, biology. Those students may be on the boat taking samples, bringing those samples into the lab. But it's not about our students just taking classes there. It is about our students shepherding the learning that goes on there through the public and the other kids that will be in there taking classes.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
That's tremendous. Well, again, so look forward to that big grand opening in October here. I've just got like 2 minutes here. Do we cover everything for homecoming, or
Yeah, we have some great partnerships.
Yes.
I just want to recognize a couple of our partners, Lavery's Brewery. They've developed the Golden Night Ale. We have a great partnership. Some of the sales go towards student scholarships. So the more you drink, the more you help our students. I just want to point that out. So please buy a Golden Ale.
Yeah.
And also other partners like Erie Apparel. They've designed some shirts for us for the centennial year. To the Gannon faithful, you might see the old throwback Gumby shirts.
Yes.
From Erie Apparel. So thank you.
Can we get Jake Rao back in a Gumby outfit? Is
Good
the
luck.
question.
Good luck.
From his late 80s career there. Oh my gosh. So again, big weekend ahead. Do people need to register, or is there any, should they be checking in, or?
Yeah, there is registration online.
Okay.
So please get on our website and you're able to register for the individual events.
Nice.
Just so that we can best serve the folks that want to come and have a good time. Please stop by, block party, swing by, check it out. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. You're going to pace yourself this weekend?
I was like, I might need to take Monday off, but then I looked at my schedule on Monday. I was like, that's not happening.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, I got to take my break at the bottom of the hour. When we come back, we'll kind of pull out our focus and look at the rest of the school year, the upcoming merger with Ursuline College, and just all the things that are happening. That are Gannon University related here. You are tuned to Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show on this Tuesday edition, and it's great to have our friends from Gannon here in studio. Stay with us. Gannon University celebrating its centennial here, and we are doing a look back and a look forward with the president of Gannon here from our Kingdom Financial Group studios. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Dr. Walter Iwanenko is with us here. And Dr. Iwanenko, you said something off air that I want you to repeat here about just strategic decisions that have been made over those 100 years. You know, you think about, this was an all men's school, right, in the 50s and 60s, and strong in business, strong in engineering, still strong in business and engineering, right?
Yeah, Joel, the Centennial really gives us the opportunity to reflect back and look at the university, how it's evolved. And you think about those crucial decisions up front to focus on business, engineering. It helped form who Gannon is today. And you need to think about what we've been through. After World War II, Gannon lost the majority of our students. As legend has it, we were down to about 40 students because all of our male students went to fight in the war. But the institution moved on and made it through that time period. You think about the merger with Villa Maria in 1989, critical point in our history where healthcare, education, which are main drivers of our enrollment right now, healthcare programs are our major enrollment drivers. So those were critical decisions. And now the question is, given where higher ed is right now, we've talked about the cliff. We've got about 10 to 15% less high school students, and that's not getting any better. The projections moving forward will continue to see that drop. You have more students, although they predict this shifting a little bit. We have more students that are deciding not to go pursue college, whether it's college, university, even community college. So what is the future? We've made efforts to move forward looking at a sustainability model where can we create a system of Catholic higher education? And this led us to the Ursuline acquisition and merger, which is moving along. So we in June, we completed change of control. So Gannon University is the parent company over Ursuline College in Cleveland, Pepper Pike, Ohio. Our plan is to complete the full merger by June 26, where right now we're operating as two entities. Okay. But in June 26 we'll be one entity, and it'll be the Ursuline College campus of Gannon University. But that decision, we talked about the Sisters of St. Joseph and the decisions they've had to be made. We there are times I think about this, and we put people on a pedestal, athletes. The Sisters of St. Joseph should be up on that.
Absolutely.
They are some of the bravest women I've ever met, but they made decisions. That merger in '89 was crucial. The Ursuline sisters, who have been running Ursuline College, they weren't in fiscal trouble. They had no debt, but they said, look, we haven't had a new sister join the order in quite some time. We need to have a plan going forward. They were looking for a partner, which was a good mission fit. So it's been nothing but incredible working with the Ursuline sisters to get us to this point. And we believe that this is part of the future, a big part of the future of Gannon University.
Talk about, again, to the uninitiated, people that really don't get into the inside baseball, but when you are working with economies of scale, what can that mean when you're trying to come up with a sustainability plan like that?
If you think about some of our people, personnel is that's the big driving cost in higher education. So as we think about scalability, we've already started to scale with Ursuline. So for example, we don't have two separate registrars. We have one registrar. We have one vice president of enrollment. We have one vice president of advancement. So if we start looking at scalability, where when you had two people doing those jobs, now you have one, you're cutting your personnel costs, which allows us to control the cost of tuition. The feedback we get, and we know that's the talk across the country right now, is the high cost of higher education. The only way to control the cost is to scale properly.
Yeah. And you think about one license for that registrar software, right?
Exactly. That's another,
all those hard costs.
Another huge expense is the technology, and it goes to my level too. One president for both institutions, and that's where the dollar savings are. And now we can use the best aspects of both campuses to provide an exceptional education. So with technology now, you can have a professor on one campus who now has the ability to provide their expertise to the students on the other campus through technology. And let's also keep in mind, Pepper Pike's about an hour and 20 minutes from Erie. So it's accessible. It's accessible. Yeah.
Talk about, and I would imagine you're talking 26, 27 school year. But are there programs that are at Ursuline that you'll be starting to offer to the broad university? Like, wasn't there like a fashion or?
Yeah, there are some. So fashion design is one. They also have an exceptional art therapy counseling program, which is a graduate program that our students will be able to have access to.
That really flies well with your psych program here right?
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. They have a newer PA program that has started, and they have a January start where our start is a traditional August start. We're also really excited. Ursuline has a fantastic nursing program. They're very well respected in the Cleveland area. They've got great partnerships with the Cleveland Clinic. So how do we build on nursing? We've got the Breen School of Nursing in Cleveland, the Villa Maria School of Nursing here in Erie. Boy, the opportunities are looking really promising.
Yeah, and again, we will always need nurses.
Absolutely.
They haven't figured an AI robot for that just yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Talk about what's going on at IHAC, because that's kind of like the seed or it's the maker space of really a lot of the future stuff that's happening again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something I'm really proud of. If you think about that building, the Institute for Health and Cyber Knowledge, if people are familiar with the building, that used to be the old GTE building and Verizon building. When that was a call center, that building had 300 to 400 people working in it 24/7 as a call center. The whole goal was to bring that life back to that building and with it, the jobs and the revenue associated. So as we launched the Institute for Health and Cyber Knowledge, we started with our cyber floors on a second. We have our hatchery floor, which is on the third floor, where we've got some great labs and a wonderful partnership with Erie Insurance. We have our makerspace, which is on the 6th. So some of you might be, well, how did you skip 4 and 5 and you went right to 6? Well, that's some architectural engineering stuff, because you've got really crazy equipment on the 6th floor where you had to have access to the rooftop, and so that's why. So we're looking at floor 4 and 5, and each floor is 10,000 square feet of space that's already demoed. It's a shell. It's ready to go. But about 2 years ago now, we started having conversations with First Ascent Biomedical, and we've talked about this. We launched the fact that we are bringing them to Erie. Their headquarters. Corporate headquarters will be in Erie, PA, in IHAC. So the design work on those labs is just about complete. We're going to be starting construction late fall. By the time we get permitting and everything done, maybe late fall, January. And that project will create 100 jobs in downtown Erie when it scales up. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about 2-year medical tech degrees. So these are the folks working in the labs. For a 2-year degree, the salaries are starting out at $60,000. That's an incredible opportunity for our community to take advantage of, to get that access and get entry into the job market. The 4-year laboratory science degrees starting out at $100,000. We don't want the drain to continue, right, Joel? Mm-hmm. We want these graduates to stay, work, contribute to the tax base, send their kids to our schools. Go to the restaurants, go to the movies, and spend the money here in Erie and not leave. So we think this is a great catalyst. We're also really excited because on that same floor, right next door, we're partnering with St. Vincent Hospital, and their lab, we're going to have a working lab for the hospital on that space. So when you go to the hospital and you get lab work done, that'll be sent to the lab in the IHAC for processing. And they have vision to want to keep workers here in Erie as well. So they're going to be a training facility for the lab science, medical science, lab tech degrees. So it's a great partnership working together. We have the funding in place to start the construction. So we talked earlier about the history of the institution and some of the decisions made. These are the type of decisions. We need to be bold. We need to take risks. I feel that we have a team at Gannon University, and I just don't mean the leadership team. I mean our people at Gannon. I think we've got the right people in place to make bold decisions that are going to maybe take some people out of their comfort zone a little bit. I mean, this is a $6.5 million project. If I had hair, it'd be out already, but that's not a problem. These are the things that keep me up late at night. But we got to be bold, and we've got to separate ourselves. And we have to generate revenue that's not all tied into tuition. Right now, everybody's aware of what's happened on the global market. Some of the policy changes have really hurt our global enrollment again, and we've had a high percentage of global students, and we've seen a significant decline. So, from my perspective as the leader, I can't sit back and complain about it. I got to find a way to keep moving forward.
That was kind of a double whammy for Gannon, wasn't it? Because you were anticipating the cliff. Okay, this is the problem we knew about. But then this downturn in global enrollment as far as student visa applications was not something that we were prepared for.
We were preparing preparing for a decline in global enrollment. So we had started some initiatives. We just didn't prepare for it this quickly.
Yeah.
So it happened much faster. So
what is the percentage of foreign students on campus for this year?
So
because it usually was 35-ish.
No, we were at about 20, just under 25%.
25%.
So we didn't hit that high.
Okay.
But
because there's been a lot of reporting all over the place about
Yeah. So our right now, of course, the global students that were enrolled, they're still with us.
Okay.
It's what this has impacted is our new student population, especially on the graduate side. And you could imagine you're a global student in another country. You've applied to Gannon, you've been accepted, but now you can't get your visa appointment. And so what happened is the other countries scooped in, Canada, Germany, Australia. They came in and said, here's a package for you. So we lost those students simply to other countries. And also we're being viewed as not extremely friendly right now to a global student population. So we need to continue to move forward, and we have initiatives in place. I will tell you that we have hardworking people, and we saw an uptick in our domestic undergraduate enrollment, our incoming class, and our domestic graduate student population is some of the highest it's been in the last 10 years. Oh, wow. So there's positives, but it is a hit on enrollment for sure.
Yeah, I even heard, again, not to get political, but I heard President Trump say, we've got to be careful about these student visas because they're not worried about the Harvards and the Columbias. They're worried about the mid-level universities like Gannon of saying this could really be a wallop,
Yeah,
if you don't open up the visas.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We don't see this improving anytime in the short term. So we're going to continue. We love having global students, and I also want to point. I've heard people say, "Well, you love global students because they pay full tuition." Right. That's not true. That hasn't been true in several years because
you're in a competitive market.
We've been talking about the cliff. So yes. Other institutions have gone to the global market because they've seen the domestic market driving up. So we've seen a push on the global market where institutions have been providing discount, which has forced us to change our strategy as well. So they don't pay full. But what they do bring is they bring the ability to have a different culture, a global cultural experience on your campus, where our domestic students are learning from people that are much different from them.
Yeah.
And that's an important lesson. We're developing human beings. We are developing human beings. And we need to be able to sit and view something from someone else's standpoint. And that's what that global perspective brings to our campus. And so we're not going to shy away from it. But we do realize that population is going to be reduced over the next couple of years.
Just got about 5 minutes left with President Walter Iwanenko from Gannon University. I want to ask you about, again, there is some right sizing going on at Gannon. You're selling the building, the real shiny building. What is that, 9th and State, right?
Yeah.
Where is the business department going to go, and what are the prospects for selling commercial office space here in Erie, PA in 2025, you know?
Well, I have to tell you that we are looking at our footprint across the university, and just like any other business, we're looking at space utilization, and we realized that we had more square footage than we were using. So we were able actually to take our entire School of Business and move it into our Palumbo Academic Building, and it looks wonderful. And the team that put that together did fantastic work. The interest in 900 State Street, good news for Erie, it's been high.
Okay.
We've had several conversations with companies that have wanted to move their corporate headquarters into that space. I will tell you that we are working through an offer now to have someone come in and occupy that space, and I'll keep you posted. But
yeah,
that's
pretty quick.
Yeah,
and it's a pretty inside. I mean, it looks very. It's a nice space for somebody to take over.
It's a fantastic space, and from our perspective, if we could bring businesses into that space, this is our downtown quarter, right? This is our business district. If we can help facilitate bringing businesses and jobs downtown, it doesn't have to be owned by Gannon.
Right.
We all benefit from that.
For sure.
And so I'm really excited about the prospects.
What else? You have to drive this truck towards the total merger with Ursuline by June of 26 here?
Yep, we're looking to finalize June 26. So we're waiting we have change of control, but we have to get Department of Education approval. And so we're working through that process. We also have to have approval from Ohio Department of Education to be a degree granting institution in the state of Ohio. And, some people have asked, why Ohio? Gannon University, I'll speak for us, we don't recruit a ton of students from Ohio, and Ohio has a really they have a really nice student aid package. If a student leaves the state of Ohio and comes to Pennsylvania, they lose that.
Right.
So students want to stay in Ohio. So we recruit a lot of students from Pennsylvania. That's our home court. Erie County, Allegheny County. So we see Ohio as another market for us, but we also want to be a good partner in Ohio, and we need to go through all the regulatory steps. So we need approval from, like I said, Department of Education on the federal level. We need education approval from Ohio. And then we're also working with NCAA. So Ursuline Arrows, our Division II athletic program, and so we have to work through NCAA to be able to operate 2 athletic programs.
Okay. We didn't mention Ruskin yet. How are things for the startup for there?
Ruskin's doing well, and our Ruskin campus is all graduate healthcare programs. So we are looking to bring some additional academic programs to the Ruskin market. Ruskin and working with the state of Florida, you can imagine we have to work with Pennsylvania. Now we're working with Ohio. Have to work through all the regulatory demands of Florida. So that's that does take some time. But Ruskin's doing well. We have seen a change in the market in Florida. As soon after we entered the Florida market, there were other institutions looking to enter the Florida market. Now Florida is expanding, and I will tell you, just in the area where we have our campus down in Ruskin, Florida, near Tampa, there are new schools being built. There are hospitals being built. So The market is there and the jobs are there, and we're really happy to continue our plans. But yeah, thank you for asking. It's hitting target.
And any new programs here on main campus, and new majors or things or are we kind of staying the course?
We're staying the course. I did talk about the lab tech, lab science programs, part of First Ascent. What we're really looking at, Joel, is how do we integrate AI? So we don't believe that we need to create a separate AI degree, but we have to figure out how we're integrating AI into the other majors. So we have a committee, a core group of faculty and staff that are working on how we do that. That's what we're focused on, and that's going to be a challenge. We have to figure out how we're teaching the proper utilization of AI. So people would think, well, it's just an engineering issue. Well, that's far from it, because English majors can do a whole lot of paper writing using ChatGPT, right?
Right.
But what is that? What's the long-term impact of that, and how do you use it properly?
I can't ask you this question because it would take another half an hour, but one of these days we need to chat about young men in higher ed.
I'd love to,
because I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Again, I was a young man, and again, my parents were very influential on it. I was going to get a degree. I'm not sure that is that that powerful influence is there as much for the 18-year-old guy.
Well, when we look at demographics, and you're right, we'll probably need a whole nother show. But when you look at demographics, that's actually the shrinking demographic in higher ed.
Yeah.
So we have less young men going and making the decision to go. I will say, we could talk about data. A lot of young men are making the decision when they're choosing an institution. The large public schools are actually seeing an increase. So years ago, I know when I was choosing a school, when you had a choice between a private and a public, you kind of leaned toward the private. We're seeing that shift in higher education. A lot of it has to do with the big athletic programs being drawn to the big schools. So I'd love to have that conversation, because the question is, how do we bring the young men back into the private institutions like Gannon, and provide the experience that they're looking for?
Absolutely. Dr. Walter Iwanenko, I always appreciate your candor and your good cheer. I really appreciate it.
Well,
Happy Centennial. My
thank
gosh. You got it. It is 4:57 here at Talk Erie.